Skies on the canvas, skies are beautiful, she said. Your skies are beautiful, she says. Every mile means something. Each one tells a story. Each one is a clue. And this one's where I painted horses no one could see but me. And this one's where I place my hand, leaning to reach for more colors. And this one's where I frame the dance in pink and black and white. And this is where I twist the wheel and tears turn to clouds. And this one's where the darkness grew and grew. And this one's where I let a mask covering everything I could feel. And this one's where I thought I'd try something new. And this one's where I passed out thinking of you. Skin stained magenta, stuck to the gesso, and dreaming of you. Every drop smear, spill and splatter every fiber, stinging with color and space, like I sing with memory and trace everything I know I've been through. And this one's where I passed out dreaming of you. Skin stained magenta, stuck to the gesso, and dreaming of you fast asleep. Stuck to the gesso and dreaming of you. Every drop smear, spill and splatter every fiber, stinging with color and space, like I sing with memory and trace everything I know I've been through. And this one's where I passed out dreaming of you. Skin stained magenta, stuck to the gesso, and dreaming of you fast asleep. Stuck to the gesso and dreaming of you fast asleep. Skin stained magenta and dreaming of you fast asleep. Skin stained magenta, fast asleep. Fast asleep. thought you'd go this far, smoking heap down by the water's edge. They asked me to ID, never really knew you anyway, and I looked down from these heights. You picked a place of great beauty to end it all, and I must admit you had that flair, while all the time posing like you didn't care. I'm still around, searching for your ghost up and down this dreary coast, and it ain't much, and I don't believe in nothing. It ain't even hardly worth discussing, but you knew that, and I gotta face the fact. Ain't no way you're ever coming back. Was it death by fire? Did you really drown? Can't hardly tell from the way you went down, bent down there, crater in the sand. Why didn't you just ask for a hand? I was so very naive. Now all I can do is pretend not to grieve, and I go down there every single day, plucking little yellow flowers to put on your grave. You picked a place of great beauty. Now all I can do is pretend not to grieve, and it ain't much, and I don't believe in nothing. It ain't even hardly worth discussing anymore. There's little stars, stars everywhere, tiny pointed shrines everywhere. Just look around, dazzled, radiant. Just look around, feel what you see. Just look around, yeah, feel what you see. Just look around, yeah. It's a different story this time around, or at least something more than another take, another story It's all I can take. Just look around, be what you see. Just look around, yeah, be what you see. Just look around, yeah. I could lick the walls just like you. I could chew the scenery, chew the scenery. I could serve the ceiling, oh, dove. I could swallow the doorman. I could swallow the door. He should have said, my God, it's full of stairs. My God, it's full of stairs. He should have said, my God is full of stairs. My God is full of stairs. Is full of stairs that we see, and we can see now. Now we can see there's nothing we can see. Now we can see now. We can see. Just look around. We are what we see. Just look around, yeah. We are what we see. Just look around, yeah. He should have said, my God is full of stairs. My God is full of stairs. He should have said, my God is full of stairs. My God is full of stairs. So there's little stars, stars everywhere, tiny pointed shrines everywhere.
Listen to Dung Mummy Radio. This is the Ustad, and you're listening to American Fado. Charles,
How you doing?
thanks for coming down in the studio. Greatly appreciate it.
Which mic do you want me at?
Just the vocal mic up
Okay.
there. So,
It's good to see him, the Ustad. It's always a pleasure to be here.
the Ustad, that is my name. Don't wear it out.
Oh, you got a kick-ass show here, my friend.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. I do my best to get the only the best people in here.
In all seriousness, what you're doing is important. I listen to this week in and week out, and if I miss it live, I catch it on the archive because you've got some of the most awesome live music that I've ever heard. I mean, consistently week in and week out.
Well, it sounds better.
Thank you.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate that. I feel it. It's from the heart. But
that's what counts.
As far as like your songwriting, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I know you have a description. I mean, that whole name, Fado, right? I mean, can you just talk a little bit about that?
Okay, yeah. Well, American Fado came to me years ago. I was playing in a couple of bands. I think at one time just in one band, and then I kind of flipped my lid like everyone does every once in a while, and I went to Europe. I went out. Went to New Mexico, went to Europe, not unfamiliar stories there. But when I was in Portugal, just wandering around a couple of cities, I was there for, a couple of months. And, I heard the beautiful singing, and, you have these, narrow walkways kind of streets. And, it's just, pretty much bland, nondescript when you're walking through here, lots of, mauve, tan tones, right? Closed doors. And then you see an open door and there's music. And there might even be a smallish sign somewhere, but you hear this beautiful music. And, I found out what it was, how that is, and mini beers or, pitchers of sangria later, depending on the night, Yep. Then I, came up with the name American Fado. And then I just let it be a catch-all for songs that weren't in, that I didn't use in other bands for a while, but it's been active. That. This is American Fado solo. Simply Charles Claymore. However, Ustad and I have been playing together now for a while.
Yeah,
and recording, and it takes that's American Fado duo, and it has a different type of flavor to it than even what I do. But yeah, so Fado is a lament of really any sort. It's supposed to be sad songs, so that's kind of the departure. That's our foundation, I think.
Songs of people that went out to sea and never came back, kind of thing.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, that's the ones. That's what it came to be kind of known for. But practitioners and aficionados, I suppose, of Fado itself are very careful to point out that that's just one type of lament, and Fado can be about a lot of things, but it's usually the main phrase that I kept hearing over and over again is a sense of profound or lasting loss is one of the important things. So, obviously, like the first song is using a canvas, a drop cloth, as a metaphor for certain things, as people move apart and the things that happen during those times. Little yellow flowers. Been down there, crater in the sand. Why didn't you just ask for a hand? Everyone knows people that no matter what you do, you try to help, but you can't, and or you can't help, but you try, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or either way, people that just don't make it.
Right.
And sometimes they don't make it because they just ignore the fact that there's a cliff. Tiny pointed shrines, I don't know. Right now I'm dedicating that to my dearly departed a month and a day ago cat, ours.
Poe.
Yes. Marie and...
Yeah, sorry for your loss.
Oh, well, that's okay. But I just, because I played it right after, we got back, so, but that's not what I wrote it about.
Right.
blah blah blah. You know, those types of things.
We'll talk more. Why don't we spin one of your tracks from you?
Yeah. Well, why don't we talk about this? American Fado Solo is now on its third release, and this is me, Charles Claymore, with songs, and then I end up, playing all the instruments. So whether it be, bass or guitar or baritone guitar, and singing, and then pretty much in the moment type situations, where you spend a couple hours, and so this is the third release. It's called Low Watt High Gain. So yeah, I guess you want to play a song, that'd be awesome. Then I'll just tune up and get ready for another set or something like that. Is that what you're interested in?
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a preference on here?
I don't know. Whatever you got queued up's fine.
Okay, we'll play Radicaster number 1 then.
Okay, that's the first song. That's great.
Okay, here it is.
sparkling personality allows me to go everywhere alone. There's no question, it's all just a pretty case. I'll face the music coming out of me like a bad shit or great sex. Remember that. Let's stop and think. Do you think? Do you really think? Do you think my sparkling personality makes me better than you? It's all trust, really trust, that's the issue. My sparkling personality comes between all of us. It's a lens, a focal point, a shield. It's really light. What's yours feel like? Tell me. I'd like to know if style really runs the universe. 'Cause that's what my sparkling personality tells me. My sparkling personality comes between all of us. It's a lens, a focal point, a shield. It's really light. What's yours feel like? Tell me. I'd like to know if style really does run the universe. 'Cause that's what my sparkling personality tells me.
I keep walking away, keep standing right in front of me. Can't say what it takes, keep me from floating right out of here. 'Cause love's a complex emotion, especially when you don't have a down pat, and that's me. If I look like I'm caught in the headlights, simply because that's true. I know these can be long nights, keep looking around, all I see is you. 'Cause love's a complex emotion, especially when you're always falling flat, and that's me. I keep walking away, always trapped inside me. You keep thinking what to say, no words, no need. 'Cause love's a complex emotion, that's true. I'm not walking away, that's just what you see. Circle looks like a line when it's that far around. Don't worry about me, 'cause love's a complex emotion. I believe I mentioned that, but you know that's me. scraping bottom again, like the jelly jar in the coffee tin. Don't know when I'll be flush again. Can't go far, so I'm staying in. Just about touch the ocean from here. Almost, not quite. Scratching our lines, nothing seems clear. Almost, not quite. Scraping bottom again, but like the jelly jar in the coffee tin. Can't go far, so I'm staying in. Don't know when I'll be flush again. Just about touch the ocean from here. Almost, not quite. Scratching our lines, nothing seems clear. Almost, not quite. Scraping bottom again, like the jelly jar in the coffee tin. Can't go far, so I'm staying in. And don't know when I'll be flush again. Just about touch the ocean from here. Almost, not quite. Scratching our lines, nothing seems clear. Almost, not quite. Just about touch the ocean from here. Almost, not quite. Scratching our lines, nothing seems clear. Almost, not quite. Just about touch the ocean from here. Almost. Just about touch the ocean from here. Scraping bottom again. Looks like sadness is everywhere to be found these days. Everyone in LA's running around with a secret frown. I'm gonna start that over again. Hold on a second here. Sorry, I lost my voice for a second and tried to drink a fuzzy or a foaming beer. Excuse me there.
Get a sip of that beer maybe first. Maybe get another sip. That'll help. There, that's the way to do it. You listen to American Fado here on Dung Mummy Radio.
Looks like sadness is everywhere to be found these days. Everyone in LA's running around with a secret frown. Could be yours is the only number I've memorized right now. Could be I just wanted to call and ask how it feels to be gone. Guess I'm stuck roadside, changing tires on a Galaxy 500 song. Guess I'm stuck roadside, changing tires on a Galaxy 500 song. I'd tell him if it feels emptier here if there's just more room. Feels empty to me. Can't really blame you for wanting to plant circles, circles in the forest. Hope you have fun in the mist. Guess I'm stuck roadside, changing tires on a Galaxy 500 song. Guess I'm stuck roadside, changing tires on a Galaxy 500 song. Can't really blame you for wanting to plant circles, circles in the forest. Hope you have fun in the mist. Guess I'm stuck roadside, changing tires on a Galaxy 500 song. Guess I'm stuck roadside, changing tires on a Galaxy 500 song.
All right, Chuck, thanks very much.
You're welcome, thank you.
Another 3 great songs.
I think it's time for some more beer there.
So, just so you know, I've got Charles Claymore, a.k.a. American Fado, doing a solo set, acoustic. A little different this time, you know.
It is different. You know, I don't think I've ever really played this stripped down. You know, I mean, even if I played just with me,
yeah,
I've played with an electric guitar. I've never really owned an acoustic. Curiously enough, a couple of these songs were actually written on acoustic.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know. So.
Do you write the lyrics first or the music at the same time or after or what?
It depends. A lot of them, I do at the same time. And then, lately, like in the last couple of years, I've also been recording a lot of beds. You know, like I'll just record some amount of things that make sense in a song, and then I'll come up with lyrics to fill it. And it won't always be necessarily a conventional song structure, though most of these that you've heard are fairly conventional song structures, except when we start playing American Fado Duo, and then the Ustad and I actually improvise as well. And we do a lot of live, not just live instrumental stuff, but the songs take on slightly different characters as well. As of course you know. Curiously enough, you know, when you started out the latest American Fado album, the solo album here, you started out with an instrumental, which is with a guitar I built. It's called Radocaster No. 1 because the guitar is that. And I built it and just tuned the guitar, didn't even stretch the strings or, you know, intonate the guitar or any of the things that you need to do to make certain it's set up to play. And I just wrote the song and went for it. And, you know, we have a few instrumentals, both with just me solo and then, of course, with you as well on, which you can look forward to 2 releases coming up with you and I. Well, there's a group of live things that you and I have done live in the studio that we're going to put out called Shut Up and Play. And there's going to probably be, you know, 3-4 pieces. They're, you know, most of them are fairly significantly long, you know, and they're fun. And then, you know, one where you might hear some of the songs from these 3 albums that I've done on my own as well, just expanded with you and I. Like, for instance, Drop Cloth
the song that we started out the whole set with tonight. You and I usually do with either a rather long improv at the beginning or at the end, or both, or
Right.
you know, and so you know that's another thing to look forward to. You know, if you're interested in American Fado, you get different dimensions as we as I progress and as we progress.
So you like to send people to the Reverb Nation page, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of songs on there. I've also got SoundCloud as well, and you know Facebook links it all up. But you can find me, you know, Charles Claymore, you know, with a Y, which you know a lot of people, if they're happen to be listening or might be familiar with, because we're all already Facebook friends. But also American Fado, and Fado is actually spelled very simply. It's F-A-D-O, American Fado. And you can find that on Facebook. I believe we're the #1 search, you know, on Google. Also, but incidentally enough, a number of years ago, and it was actually after I thought of this as a name and just had it in the back of my head. There was a song released by some band like in Florida or something, some single that was called that.
Oh, weird.
So I thought that was kind of neat, actually. Because you think no matter what you do, that you'll have a band name or something like that. That you think you can be wily enough that you might, almost no one will. But I was actually in a band one time that was named Osiris Pickup Truck, of all things. And we did a band search, and no, we didn't find a band, but we did find an actual Osiris pickup truck. Yeah.
Hell?
Yeah. I mean, it was the strangest thing. It just happened to be like some company would make these pickup trucks for a special use. It was, for like a wheelchair or something like that. It was just like, you think you can come up with three words that no one else used. And,
it's out there
very difficult.
In the universe already. Well, what should I spin something here on this?
Well, yeah,
CD,
why don't you? Also, you can find individual songs for sale as well. You can listen to them on Reverb Nation, and you can go to the American Fado Facebook page. You can find all the music. Okay, just look on there. You'll see there's a player and everything like that. But on Reverb Nation, that's where most of the songs are. And also, I have 3 albums already, 3 CDs or MP3s that are set up on there. And this latest one is the one that we're hearing tonight, which is called Low Watt Hi-Fi. And I don't know, just don't play the next one, because I'm actually going to do that one probably next, it looks like, in the set list. And,
I see.
But if you did number 4, I actually think this song is really interesting.
Telenarcosis.
It's called telenarcosis.com. I also do spoken word, and this is one where they're more closely they're intertwined.
Trippy. I love your spoken word, by the way. So, yeah, let's go ahead and spin that one.
Cool. I'll shut
here
up.
it is, American Fado.
Images were co-opted. Everything was caged, like the ticket steward. But the lessons, they were designed to inspire and disrupt, to invoke and corrupt, to dispel the gray, neo-hypnotic gloom, to eat away the thick, lethargic skin In fact, we must admit we're all framed and manipulated, desensitized, and watered down. Heavy. Like an unscrupulous dealer's heavy swag. Made to enrich the sleepy masses, even stimulate a twitch or two. Sometimes, all the while keeping the soon-to-be gelded young ones ignorant of their ironic slavery, perfectly intact, yet ever so slightly enriched by the subtle intoxication of the sad, martyred poet of the beekeepers, the unwilling hierophant of their hamster wheel. 60 cycles per second, and humming their secret doom, humming their secret doom. It's always there. Oh, sometimes I get very good at indifference toward it. And at others become acutely, poignantly aware. The near perfect, placid, calm
down, come tumbling, tumbling down. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. Stay away and leave me alone. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. 5 degrees outside, 43 next to my stove. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. Stay away and leave me alone. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. The whole damn thing seems to bring me down. The whole damn thing is lousy. T-bone finger and grill in my bedroom. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. 2-ton tin drum, beat up, beat down. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. Stay away and leave me alone. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. The whole damn thing seems to bring me down. The whole damn thing is lousy. Getting cold on my hand, slips in a fan. Stay away, walk around outside. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. Stay awake, but love me alone. House down, come tumbling, tumbling down. The whole damn thing seems to bring me down. The whole damn thing is lousy. Oh, the whole damn thing seems to bring me down. The whole damn thing is lousy. All this time you may have forgotten, we are the lords of always say. There is no day, there is no night, we are the lords of always say. It's just complex 'cause it's so simple. We are the lords of always say. Here she is a mountain goat, he is a lonely son. We are the lords of always say. Now I'm standing here, feel like a loaded gun. We are the lords of always say. I bathe in the moonlight and call it the sun. We are the lords of always say. I whisper and it comes out screaming. We are the lords of always say. Behind this veil that doesn't hide me, we are the lords of always say. I wears this veil like a child at play. We are the lords of all we see. We are the lords, we are the lords of, we are the lords of all we see. We are the lords, we are the lords of, we are the lords of all we see. We are the lords, we are the lords of, we are the lords of all we see. All this time you may have forgotten, we are the lords of all we see.
You're listening to Dung Mummy Radio. This is the Ustad. You've been listening to American Fado, live acoustic. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Ustad.
Thanks again for coming in. And
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
doing
Sincere
a great
pleasure.
set here.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Greatly enjoyed it. What's the deal? What is that last song about?
The last song,
Lords of All We See.
well, to tell you the truth, I sometimes I try to get as simple as I possibly can. Okay, just as simple as I possibly can. You can always go from there. It's much easier to add on than it is to take away, I believe. And so I just came up with a simple riff, and if I'm not mistaken, I did a combination of things. I came up with a couple of lines. I believe the repeating line, Lords of All We See. I'd have to look for sure. And then I looked through a couple of notebooks and grabbed a couple of lines and then tied them all together, I believe. But I'd have to look to make certain. You caught me kind of blind on that one. I mean, I literally, when you asked me that question, you saw I just kept looking at the song on the set list there going, what? I don't remember. Now, what do I think it's about? That's another thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of Wizard of Oz there is one way to say it. There's, behind that, veil that doesn't hide me. I use that veil like a child at play, those types of things. But it's also, it's a basic responsibility. Okay? It's not, we are the lords of some of what we see. We aren't the lords of any of what we see. We are the lords of A, B, M, L, and, Z, but not the other ones. No. That's a real simple equation. We are the lords of all we see. Now, it does kind of touch on, what was going on in the third song, Tiny Pointed Shrines, which is all about, all of us being stars. It's not just simply Indra's net. It's something very specific. Every man and every woman is a star. That's part of it. That is part of it. But it's a self-evident thing, and it was, and it's a thing it's not easy to get to sometimes. It's not easy to get to and then actually get the point across and actually without getting lost in the emotion some of the times in that song. But there's the first chorus has a change in it, and what does it say? It says, just look around, feel what we see, or feel what you see. Just look around and feel what you see. And then the next time, it's just look around, be what you see. And then it's just look around, we are what we see. Okay? And that's steps. Okay? And the second chorus in that song is, melds into, in that song, Tiny Pointed Shrines, a play on Arthur C. Clarke's, greatest most accessible work, 2001.
Yeah.
My God, it's full of stars. And it hit me one day, months ago. I was just sitting there one Saturday, and all my gear had broken. All of my gear had broken. I had no way to record anything except this little stupid piece of gear. And so I just kept layering noise on noise, sound on sound on this. I got this incredibly noisy recording of this song as I was building these lyrics. And, that one, the second chorus is, my God. He should have said, my God is full of stairs. And, but it's all of that kind of is of, in one way, shape, or another, it's part of the an arc in the continuum of understanding the responsibility of awareness. The responsibility of existing and actually being aware. I know the words don't sound right when you say it, right? That's why you express it through poetry. But the words don't sound right when you put them together and you try to say it in English. And so, very smart people have to use words in a very modular and technical fashion, and the rest of us using them in a very popular and jargonistic fashion.
Yeah.
And I mean that very specifically. That's what we do. And so it's hard when you might be using technical speech and people are actually getting a popular understanding of words too. So there's all kinds of things that happen culturally when we talk. And that's why the poet manifests. Like, for instance, the first of that last block of songs from the CD, telenarcosis.com. Telenarcosis.com. But break down those syllables. Break down those syllables. I'm not being pedantic when I say that. I mean break down those syllables etymologically. I'm not being a prick here. I am being a little bit, But I mean, and tele, it's not just broadcasting. There's all kinds of other things. It's a way of moving things across communication. But that's what I'm saying. And that one specifically, there's that song actually is talking about one aspect of the poet, and that's the poet that the people see, not the poet that is understood. So there's something interesting in there, because there's a line towards the end of the song talking about the sad poet of the beekeepers. Okay? 60 cycles per second and humming their secret doom. 60 cycle per second is not just the house current, but it's the passive current that the photonic cannon worked on the classical television set, because it worked off the passive house current of the reason why the cannon would scan across your television screen with a light to put together those three colors into what you saw as television. The scanner rate coming down and across your screen was married to the frequency of your house current. Okay? Now, if that 60 cycle per second is surrounding you in your house current and you're watching it on TV with emitted light into your central nervous system via your peripheral nervous system, there's a fuck of a lot going on there. And, that's what happens when you're a dork going to school for broadcasting. You think about these things. Well, there's a lot going on there, because the 60 cycle per second also coincides with a certain type of wave states in the human brain, too. So the song Telenarcosis is about a lot of things.
Have you ever stepped up to a mic in like a rehearsal space where the amp is not grounded or something? And
where what? The amp is not grounded?
Where you get like a shock.
Sure, yeah.
On your lips.
Yeah, I've done that on stage at plenty of bar. Even bars that I did sound at or worked at too, but yeah, that'll happen.
You go blind for a second.
That'll shock
get a
your
jolt.
ass. I've been electrocuted a little bit more seriously than that too. We were putting together an elevator in our rehearsal space, and it was an old elevator from the 1890s or whatever, and had an exotic industrial current voltage or whatever, and the thing jumped over a foot, and you could see it go up my arm and up to about my shoulder, and it knocked me on my ass about 10, 12 feet away into a puddle full of PCBs.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's terrifying. All right.
God.
Yeah. So, and then we finished building the elevator. But anyway, I'm full of stories like that.
Yeah, you've got some great stories, man.
It's fun. I mean, sometimes I'm reluctant as an artist to tell outright stories. I know people that do it very well. And they're not always just telling outright stories, but you know what I mean, in the classic sense of a narrative. And that's why, poetry and song lyrics, have always been something that's very, for me, it's easy to communicate very precisely, actually very accurately. Okay, and then the precision is in the eye of or in the ear of the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? I'm not certain if I'm, I guess I am being a little cryptic there. But, you try to communicate very specific messages across a broad band. And so that band is going to reach a lot of different people. And so the message is going to be different for all of them. And so you have to make a decision as to whether your message is going to be specific only to a certain person or certain type of person, or if you're going to be aware of the different messages you're going to convey to different people. I mean, I think even the least intelligent of people in our modern culture, if they're ensconced in, say, just roughly Western society, so there's at least some basic things that they have together. They're very aware that they're swimming in media. They're swimming in all of this stuff. I mean, you look around and it's all information. It's very, very significantly. I think it's never been this apparent in the species across this many people, I think.
Hey, you said you had some studio jams on your phone or something.
Oh,
we
yeah.
Could perhaps play some of those.
Yeah, maybe we should,
right
because,
now.
I'm sitting here now on my third beer catching a buzz, and so I suppose I should shut up here.
I think
it's going to take a couple of seconds.
Yeah, no worries.
But what we wanted to do, I was thinking about showing you guys a little bit of what the Ustad and I have been doing. I'm going to need to get a patch cord set up here.
Here you go. You're all ready.
That's
it's all ready
easy.
to go here.
So I just
All you
have
have to do is
to get my little
plug into
internet
that thing.
device. Let me get this up first.
Sure, get it.
Here, if you want to, I don't know, fill time for a second, it'll take me.
So again,
minute.
we're talking to Chuck Claymore from American Fado, and find him on Reverb Nation. New album, Low Watt, High Gain. That's what we've been talking about. We've been playing some tracks and discussing things. So
I have two on my phone. The first one is a little odd in the beginning, but if you guys swim through the first 5 minutes, it's got some amazing stuff. So what you'll have to realize is there's actually three of us on this. Okay, and at the beginning it's a little confused, like because you're starting up a rehearsal and people are putting things on and they're not even knowing that a jam is really happening, and then this one's called Sleepwalker Oracle Live, and then it changes a couple of different ways too. So let's see if we can get this set up here. It's going online, then through a phone, and then back online. So let's see if we can do this.
we can make it happen. This should sound pretty trippy. Did you get it to... Are you connected to Wi-Fi there?
Are you getting a signal?
Oh, there we go.
Bye.